How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Don't Panic, featuring the Clint Meister. His breast can mute mics.
Yeah, see, right here it goes. I'm talking. Reactivate with the titty.
he got a. He didn't do his thumbprint. He did his titty nipple.
Yeah,
Thinks it's
that's
a
exactly
thumbprint.
it. It's a new thing through Samsung. Apple's about to start doing it. Yeah, it's the titty print. You
It's the,
just
that is perfect. I wonder if there's a unique titty print.
yeah. Everybody's nipples are different.
Oh man, did you change shades?
Well, it's like what happens if the woman gets pregnant. Obviously the nipples begin to change and everything, so then she
Mm.
can't get into her devices anymore.
Then she has to upgrade. Upgrade. Shit. What kind of mic is that anyway? I like how it lights up.
It is a HyperX Quadcast. This was actually a gift from my wife 2 years ago now, actually. And it is supposed to be one of the best mics on the market. I don't know about that, but I like it.
Oh, that's really cool. Now I got the Blue Yeti X, and then as soon as I got that, they released a condenser version of it. That
That's
it had
about
a
right.
condenser, and then it was able to be condensed with the USB. Yeah, I was like, fuck.
I was convinced for a while there was a conspiracy going on that people like these companies were waiting on me to buy the newest thing so they could go ahead and launch the next thing. Well,
Oh,
wait for him because we got to get that one sold, and then boom.
the moment I got my PlayStation 5, not even like a week later, the moment they're like, hey, pre looking at this fucking Black Friday deal. PlayStation 5, but it comes in different colors. So there was like
Have you
camo
heard?
and red and blue.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. I would have loved to have the red one or the blue one. That's awesome. But have you seen that they're already talking about a PS6? I talked about this in a video. I'm not kidding you. They're already talking about the six and the series, Xbox next, whatever the next console is going to be, because they got the Slims coming out here in probably a year, less than a year, and they're already talking about the next generation. I'm like, guys, it's too early.
Let me enjoy what I scraped together.
Yeah, there's still people that don't have these yet. There's still people who are rocking the Xbox One and the PS4 because they can't either find them or they just became available. You know, too damn early.
Mine's on the ground right now, and I'm waiting to clean it, and then I'm gonna sell it.
I gave mine away. I had a buddy at work with my old job. He had a grandkid, and they had just gotten an original Xbox. They were going through hell trying to get it to work because he likes retro consoles or whatever.
Yeah,
And this grandkid, he's young too. Like I don't even think he's 10 yet. And I just like, you know what? I got a PS5 now. I didn't tell him I was coming with it. And just one day, on one of my days off, I called him out to the parking lot. I said, "Hey man, come on out here." And I just handed it to him. And said, "Here, man, it's for your grandkid." He was ecstatic, and the
oh,
grandkids apparently he loves it. Yeah.
that's nice. See, I'm selfish. I'm just like, how much can I get? Hey, how much can I get? I want it. Which I've done nice things. I did one nice thing like 2 days ago. Um, there was this old lady, and she had a bunch of like candy and stuff and like different things for her house. And I only had like one thing, and I'm not gonna say what that thing was. It's private. Um, but then she was like, "Oh, you can cut in front of me. You only have one item." And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, "Okay." And I go up to the counter, and I'm just standing there, and I'm like, "Can I buy like some of your stuff since you let me cut? Like that was really nice." And yeah, I bought her all the candy that she had. I was like, "I don't want to buy your toiletry stuff, but I'll buy candy. I'll buy a bunch of candy for you." And yeah,
There you
very
go.
very adult of me. She's like, "Oh, bless your sweet little heart." I'm like, "Oh, I'd feel guilty, and the guilt would hurt my feelings and make me feel bad for the rest of the day."
Have you seen the trick or treat video where the family they come up to the empty bowl because there's a bunch of them now. They'll just set the bowl of candy out,
Oh yeah.
and they actually left candy. The kids did. They put candy into the bowl because it was empty.
Oh,
Uh, Yeah, like that was a huge contrast to the one that was going around TikTok that was viral of they were basically adults going into the candy bowl and just grabbing everything and throwing it in the bags. I
Mm.
said, well, there's some douchebags and then here's some really nice kids here. And it just, the contrast to that I thought was just perfect.
Well, you learn how to be a dick. Doesn't naturally happen. You know, no kid comes out of the womb and like, boom. They're not angry. They're scared, and then they learn things, and then they learn how to be a dick. And
Yeah.
then we got grown ups that
Is
I
that,
hate.
I feel like naturally, in natural environment, kids growing up, they don't want to be mean. They want to be nice.
Yeah,
You know?
it's a natural thing. Little kids come up to each other. You know, sometimes yeah, they grab hair and yank it and do whiplash damage to other children. But they were taught that. They were taught that aggression.
It kind of makes me think of that picture that went viral a long time ago. This is years, but it was this black woman and a white woman. They had their backs turned to each other. They weren't paying attention to each other, but they had their babies up on their shoulder, and the babies were holding hands, like just in
Oh,
the and yeah. I mean, it just made me think that given the current climate, they're going to grow up learning how to hate each other, and
yeah, it's sad. I
yeah,
mean, sucks. Sucks for them. I mean, I know that sounds terrible to say, but we didn't have that problem. We didn't. Everybody hung out with everybody, and there was this weird,
yeah.
like, weird influx of like, hey, remember what fucking happened hundreds of years ago? They're like, oh, fuck yeah. And then you have other people going, well, I wasn't, it's not my fault. I didn't do anything. Yeah, but you know them. They were of you. And that's the way
We're the same
tensions work
age,
out.
aren't we? We're close to it. Same
I'm
age.
30.
I'm 33. Like it happened while we were in school because I remember one day just walking in. I can't remember what grade it was, but walked into the lunchroom and suddenly all the tables were divided. I remember being
Mm-hmm.
younger and you sat with everybody. There were, black kids, Latino kids, Asian kid, whatever, and everybody was all talking to each other. And then I walk in one day, and I mean, everybody was cut off in sections. I mean, I think it was like middle school. It just happened overnight.
I don't get it when people say we need to segregate. We need to separate by color. I'm like, hey, you know what's really fucking cool about Crayola and getting a coloring book? When you go get the crayons, it's not like different shades of peach or mahogany or birch. It's a bunch of different colors. Then you can make any picture you want to. You don't have to, make a wood
Have you
carving,
seen
you know?
Have you seen the Crayola box where it's nothing but supposed to be the skin colors of all over the world? That's all it's in the box.
No, I
I
haven't
think
seen
it's
that.
called I think it's called Colors of the World, and it's just different skin colors. And I'm like, if my parents had brought me that Crayola box, I'd been pissed because it's like, where are my blues? Where are my reds? Where are my greens? What the fuck is this shit?
What is this? You got to have some magenta, dude. You have to have some teal. You have to have
Yeah,
like,
what
let
the,
me. How am I gonna shade this shit? How am I gonna draw on this
exactly.
Transformers? He's gonna look like a bitch. I need variety. He's gonna just be
The
like a poop
pandering
color.
it's unbelievable. The pandering, I swear.
I saw the Mister Potato Head that's only just called Potato Head now. He's non-binary. Mr. Potato Head is non-binary. I just don't really fall
I
in
don't get it.
line with either of the fact that, I'm kind of just like wavy, it's fluid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can make potatoes fluid. It's possible.
You can, but that's gross. It's like a soup almost. I like chunkiness to my potato. I like there to be like some cream and then like the like hearty, starchy.
Do you
I
know that
don't,
potatoes are only supposed to be like that big?
and then
That's it.
we mutated them.
Yeah, like that. Like it's all starch now. Like it's barely what the potato's supposed to be. It's mostly starch, and it's like eggplants. People always wonder why do they call them eggplants? That's because they're supposed to be white and round. We have
Oh,
blown them up. Yeah,
so it's all bruised and swollen.
yeah, exactly.
What did we do to our food? Apparently, this weird fact that I know is like the banana. flavor of Laffy Taffy. That's how bananas were supposed to taste. But then when we brought them over here, we did some shit, and then it like took away the sweetness. I'm
Well,
like, I don't know if I believe that, but
I
it
find that
sounds,
hard to believe too because we kind of try to make everything sweeter.
yeah, all the
I do
time.
know that natural bananas are supposed to be like when you open them, they're just filled with seeds. Like they're hardly now the ones you get are just mush. There's nothing in them.
I do love the mush though. A good banana,
Yeah,
dude. Not all the time. It has to be like banana time, and then it's the best thing.
it's banana time.
They're like 99 cents at the fucking no 20, 50 cents for a banana at a gas station. I'm like, it's covered up. It's fine. It should be fine.
50 cent. That's low.
Yep. Or like three
Uh,
for $1. Kind of not like three, no, two. I think it was 50 cents, no, but three for $1. So you get one free. I stock up on that shit,
free
dude.
banana.
Two
Dude,
banana,
it's
then
getting
free
bad.
banana. Give me free banana,
It's
dude.
getting really bad. Like I can't even. I talk to people all the time, and I ask them, like, I don't know how you all actually save money going to the store because when I go to the grocery store and I buy meals, dude, I can't get out of there without dropping three figures.
Uh, I went in there just to get like ingredients for something, like not even the whole meal, just parts of the ingredients. I spent like 80 something bucks.
Yeah, and it's like,
Son
well,
of
why do you eat out all the time? Well, I mean, I can save money at the damn restaurants, and
a.
now that's why I'm dying because I'm full of a bunch of junk.
That's dude. I'll go to China buffets. They don't like me because I get the to go box, but I stuff it. It's
Yeah,
like 5 or 6 pounds worth of food that I can fit in there, and they're like $15. I'm like, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's $15. You can't charge me by weight. But yeah, I'll make one of those last for like 2 or 3 days.
damn.
Like I just snack. See, my dad, we always wondered like why he didn't eat like a lot of his food at dinner is because he was snacking the whole entire time he was cooking. I'm like, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna graze. I'm not gonna worry about meals, maybe sometimes, but just eat something when I feel hungry and just snack. And I'm still
It's good
fat.
for your metabolism.
Yeah, but I'm still fat as shit, so it's not working.
Well,
But if I didn't go to the refrigerator and take my fingers and scoop out some butter and then maybe I'd be losing weight.
I mean, how big would you be if you had the big meals though?
And I'd
And,
be
and
gigantic, bro. There's a picture of me. I need to try to post it. My face looks like it was swollen by bees. It was like not much, but enough, you know. It was, and it was like 190, 195 pounds. Now I'm at 180, but all of it's here. Like it left my face, but now it's all right
well,
here.
I don't know how true it is because I'm still learning a bunch of stuff. But apparently, if you're stressed a lot, you have high cortisol levels. Apparently, you store more visceral fat in your gut area,
Well,
and that might be what
stress.
it is.
Stress is my mistress. Me and her get along, and we rendezvous sometimes. We'll flirt a little bit. And it's like chaotic. It'll be like, and then just down for a while. I'm like, oh, cool, everything's coming. Zip, something happens. It's
Keep
always
things
there.
exciting. See,
Even in the
yeah,
good moments, like even when I'm relaxing and I feel great, I'm like, but when's the next time?
yeah.
When is it?
That's my problem. I'm thinking about the next time. That's all it's on my. How can this screw up?
It's
How am I going
literally,
to make a mistake this time?
it's literally your like heart or soul doing this. That's literally what your heart and soul is doing.
It's
Always looking
around the
over.
corner. It's coming. Yeah.
Yeah, it's anxiety. It's funny, and that's the root of comedy is pain. You know, slapstick, clinical depression, osteoporosis, iridocyclitis. It's all relative. It's a
That's why they have
tragedy.
funny sounding names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does fucking Justin mean? Justin? What about That sounds like someone who stays and never moves anywhere. He's just there. Like, he's just in. He's just in there. And then people are going. I'm like, I want to be going or far in. You know what I mean? Up in. I want to be doing something, not just here. You know?
Yeah, I was talking about the medical, diagnosis names, but yeah, I mean names are weird like that too.
Oh,
Just like mine.
regular.
But no, apparently Clint is short, obviously, for Clinton, right?
Yes.
Well, apparently it just means town on a hill, and I'm like, oh, that's boring.
You're a town on the hill. I
Yeah,
think
okay.
mine means, okay, Google, what does Justin mean?
Righteous. According to the Bump, Justin is a Latin masculine name that means just, upright, or righteous. It is the anglicized form of the Latin name Justinus, derived from the biblical name Justus meaning just or fair. Justin is a name symbolic of virtue and justice, providing plenty of great attributes to inspire baby.
To inspire
Well.
baby. Well, it says he's just upright. I'm a human boner. That's what that means. That's what I get out of that.
You stand erect at all times.
I'm not only erect, I'm erect. It's
And
and
you're
then-
righteous.
and then stress, and then do.
You pierce through the darkness into the light, and you show people the way. With
Yeah,
your
I do.
erect-
Like, and how did something that small do that much damage?
I ask
You
that
know.
same question to myself sometimes.
Dude. Sometimes I like to hear an ow. Like ow. Like I'm like, oh yeah, let me
Oh yeah.
let me settle down here real quick. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're gonna take all that nothing. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it hurt because the pelvic bone hit. That's what it was.
It's like a dust mite running in the army at the castle. Like running towards him, like he's probably gonna be the first one to die. But he charges forward and he doesn't give up. Ever.
Exactly.
Man, we've talked about a lot already. And now my small junk.
Let's
Now
talk
we're-
about wrestling. Let's talk about Dragon Ball. I mean, whatever you want to talk about.
What is your
man.
current wrestling?
Start-
How do you feel about wrestling in the moment?
So I don't watch it because I'm about to start though because I feel like it's getting really really good again because I stopped because of COVID, which I've talked about before.
Yeah.
Because when they didn't have the people in the arenas and stuff,
It was
that
so
took a
weird.
lot out. Yeah, I didn't like that because the audience is part of the show.
Yeah.
You ain't got an
Mhm.
audience, you ain't got a show. And then they started doing those cinematic matches. That was just bad. That was
The
really
greatest
bad.
wrestling match in the world with Randy Orton and Edge. That was dumb. That was really
Yeah.
dumb. Drew McIntyre
The,
winning in front of no audience, that's like his first time being world champion.
Dude, I felt so bad for him. I felt bad for Edge for returning, and then COVID happened. I felt bad for Drew because that was going to be his time, and then all this crap. I felt so bad, but I know a lot of people are upset about LA Knight and Roman Reigns.
It wasn't his time.
LA Knight is in the right place at the wrong time, and it's kind of unfortunate because what's going on basically is because these companies are merging and they're trying to find new markets. They're trying to find because I actually heard another rumor that Monday night or Raw is not going to be on Monday nights anymore.
I heard that too.
Yeah, that's wild. Like it's
Really
been
wild.
on Monday night since the 90s, early 90s, 93. So,
Mm.
but they're doing all this stuff, so they kind of have to have a champion that's more well known in various markets. And plus, there's also the rumor that what they're doing is they're building up to him and Cody at WrestleMania 40. Cody's going to take the title, and that's going to be Roman Reigns' last match. That's the theory.
I wouldn't doubt it, man. Like I'm a watcher of wrestling. Like I'll watch the pay-per-views, but it's I just watch the highlights. I'll just like
Yeah.
the 4-3-4 wrestling page on Facebook, I just look at that and then I'm just like, oh, okay, that happened. Because they're just not like the televised ones are just not interesting. I don't know
Well, the
what it
shows
is.
are too long. The
Too
shows are
long,
too damn
3
long.
hours
That's the
long.
problem.
It's a fucking Quentin Tarantino film every fucking week. I mean, that's a lot to put in. And if they just shorten the time to, like, hell, 2 hours, an hour and 30 minutes, they could just, like, focus more on. It's too much like soap opera-y. Like, and I get it. It's always been that way. But they weren't, like, it was more matches than it was, like, talking. You know what I mean? And it's just.
Right. And then, you know, you get into the argument of, well, if they shorten the show, you know, they have this wide roster of people. How do they get their time in? And it's like, well, you kind of don't. You know, back in the day, that's kind of the way it was. You know, think about Heath Slater. He was getting paid 6 figures by the WWE to be off television,
Yep.
to work nothing but house shows.
That's pretty fucking good, though.
Yeah.
That ain't bad.
I
That ain't
mean,
nothing
I
to
didn't
sneeze
feel
at.
bad for, yeah.
I don't know. I just I've given up, sort of. Even AEW, like they can't get their shit together at
No.
all, and they have so much potential.
If they don't right the ship, they're going to be gone because they're saying like when they go back, they do repeat markets. When they go back to town or whatever, they're like it's audience is cutting in half.
Mm-hmm.
And like the wrestlers are talking about, man, when we go in there, it's empty. There's nobody in these seats.
Well,
You can't continue.
CM Punk just can't stop choking people. You know, that was their biggest draw, man. That was their biggest draw. There's a rumor he's coming back for Survivor Series. I don't know if
I
you've
did
heard
see
rumor.
that.
And then,
I always say it's a mistake, but like if it is going to happen, then he has to understand that things are different now. It can't be like it was. He's going to have to come in with ready to play ball. He's going to have to be a team player. You know, there's a lot to be said by the AEW locker rooms full of a bunch of kids that never grew up, and I understand that, but he could have handled that a lot better. And just some of the stuff he did, man. I mean, I had a whole video on my channel about it. I said, this guy, he has a reputation.
I think I saw that one. Yeah. Well, it's what is it? They look, young people do need to be hit, and I'll explain why. Let me look for my thing.
I can agree with that.
Now,
Especially some of these kids I deal with.
I'm not talking like brutal massacres of, you know, paddles and belts. But I'm saying is that life usually hits you when someone hits you. You know? It's kind of like, oh shit, like when we touch the stove. I touched the stove when I was told not to, and I burned myself, and I was like, oh shit, that's why they told me not to do it. And then I'm like, oh,
Exactly.
other things might cause me this amount of pain too, and I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna behave and just like play it safe, maybe a little bit too safe. But you know what? I'm not gonna regret it. So they need that. They need to put their hand on the stove, and they need to get burned. Not all of them. I know people are might say I'm a pro child abuse. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like hit them. Adults, not children. Never children.
Yeah.
Adults is fair game. If an adult's acting like a child, just a little tink right there on their bridge.
Exactly. Because I mean, there's still some in that locker room that should have been fired, like Adam Page. Not Adam Page. Who was the one? Luke Perry's kid. Who is that? Jungle Boy.
Jungle Boy. Yeah.
Yeah, he should have been fired because I mean he started all that crap.
Yeah. Well,
You can't really fire the EVPs, but I feel like they should have done something about. Oh hell, what are they called? Why am I blanking on their names? The tag team.
Young Bucks.
Young Bucks. I don't know
Yes.
why I couldn't think of that. Yeah, they should have been at least reprimanded. You know.
Yep. Well, it's also he's from Chicago. CM Punk is, and we all know that after Wayne's World stopped being popular, they got really mean in Chicago. They're like, no,
Yeah,
we're rough.
I can see that.
I'm straight edge. I have done no drugs, never cigarettes, never beer, never alcohol.
That's why I punch
Fuck
people.
yeah. That's why I punch people.
That's why I choke them out.
You need a downer, bro. If believe me, most straight edge people just need to either but just in moderation. That's what they should do.
What would they have him doing though? Let's say it's true. He does come back at Survivor Series. What do they have him do?
John Cena retirement match. He chokes out somebody else in the locker room. He starts doing triangle chokes on the fucking rookies. Does an NXT run. I love Punk, but he needs to go away.
That could be interesting. That could be very interesting if he came in and like they made him the guy that runs the show on NXT and he brings the young guys up. That would be very interesting, I think.
but it'd be like Tough Enough, where there's like you get eliminated, like, and if you the only way you get kicked off the show is that if you piss CM Punk off and he has to choke you.
That's the way out.
You're instead of you're fired, it's like you're. You're choked out of here. You're tired. That would be perfect. No, he could have like came back sooner. I think he waited too long to come back. I think
It's like 8 years, wasn't it? Or am I way off?
7 or 8 years. I mean, it's cool that he had that big pop. Like, man, he could be not doing anything wrestling related for 8 years and still get a pop like that. But that momentum is like, okay. All right.
Edging.
When is something going to happen?
Exactly. It's like tickling the tank without the blowjob. It's like, you know?
Yep. Which,
thanks for that. I appreciate it.
Well, that's just a nice gesture. That's like they're thinking about you.
Yeah.
And then, how's your day? Oh, monkey wrench. I'm so glad I looked at this. I need to do a plug-in of my laptop. It was about to die. And
Oh, hell.
kill the whole show. But I saved it.
That would be our way. That is our luck. That's what happened.
Like, what would suck about that too is that it would be completely dead, so it wouldn't even save anything.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be frustrating, dude. I would, if that happened, I would have just sat here like this, like so many gems, like never to be heard again.
Into the ether, it's over.
Semi-charmed thoughts, just gone forever. Little nuggets that I'll remember, but really wish I could have shared. That kind of sucks. And then I would have flipped my table in violence, like son of a bitch. I would have got really mad.
That's like all this internet trouble that I've been having. I've been getting kind of emo about it too, because it's like I start doing this affiliate. Yeah. I start doing this affiliate marketing, and then TikTok comes out with TikTok Shop. So if you're not promoting things on TikTok Shop, your algorithm or whatever gets throttled.
Yeah.
So you're not getting views. And then I start trying to grow a channel on YouTube, and now I'm starting to have all these internet problems. It's like, my God, man, it's like the universe is trying to tell me, man, give it up. You know?
No. Let me tell you something right now. I'm going to do my Southern bastard voice. Listen to me, brother. That maybe you thinking the world's out to get you. Maybe it is, right? But it ain't anything that you can't overcome, see? God gives us trials and tribulations to test our mettle. And he wants to test if we rock. So this is something. Don't let it deter you, young brother. Hey, man. I don't know if that was actually a pastor voice. That sounded like a CIA operative.
It was like, Matthew McConaughey and John Bernthal had a baby, and
wait. No, wait. My brother, Adam, he doesn't like it when I do that. He's like, dude, that's like a really intense scene and something bad's about to happen.
what's that even from? Was
It's
that
from Punisher. They're like, he gets captured, John Bernthal's character. He gets captured and a bunch of guards are coming up towards him. They're about to wreck his shit. And he's like, no. Wait. But he yells it nonstop. And I like to copy it. But my brother Adam's like, dude, that's a serious scene. That's really messed up. You would make fun of it. I'm like, it's a funny way of saying no. I can't help it. No, we're having the same problem with our internet. It's it's supposed to be like 1 gigabyte per second, like that fast in downloading speed, and then like half of that in upload speeds, or maybe double that. But we have so many people using our internet service in our neighborhood, the throttling is like terrible. It's really terrible.
Well, it's because they sent out the marketing teams basically to sell all these packages, these or whatever, and they don't have the infrastructure for it.
Yeah.
That's what the main issue is. That's like AT&T apparently has a service now. It's supposed to be up to 5,000, so that's 5 gig.
Yeah.
And they don't even have it in most areas, and like they're advertising it. It's like, guys, you're selling this stuff, and you don't even have it.
Yeah, we were with, I want to say Suddenlink. It was either Suddenlink or some internet service, but they were like fiber internet came out, and that was the start of the 1 gig per second. They were like, hey, if you stay with us, just if you wait 6 more months, we'll change you to fiber, but we're gonna double your monthly bill for bad internet for 6 months. And we were like, nah. No.
We value our money. Sorry, no.
Sorry, you're gonna give me worse for more? No,
Exactly.
absolutely not.
No, we had a technician come out here, and basically he redid our entire setup. He recrimped all the wires. He fixed the back plates and where the actual cable comes into the house. Put a new line out there to the pole. And we were actually getting those gig speeds. And I was like, holy shit, because I downloaded a game. I can't remember what the game was, and it wasn't on my PS5, it was Xbox, but it was almost 100 gigabytes. And dude, it was done in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was
like,
so nice
holy
the first
crap.
time. I'm like, oh
Yeah,
my God.
and then we had that for about a week, and then we got up one day and we saw that Spectrum was out on the pole, and we're like, what the hell are those guys doing? And ever since then, nothing. It's been super slow, and then every time we bring somebody out here, I swear the speed gets cut in half. It's like if we call them back again, we're going to be on dial-up. So I'm about to escalate this to corporate, because what the issue is, dude, we got a monopoly.
Oh, you froze.
Oh, did I?
While you were talking about your internet troubles.
Yeah.
You're about to get into it. Like,
Exactly.
Let me tell you this, buddy. Let me tell you this, buckaroo. Let me tell you why you fucking suck, froze. They're doing it on purpose. They're listening to you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Let's fuck with them real quick.
We got
Talk
a
really
monopoly
nice
out
about
here.
them. Talk nice about them, and your internet will probably be faster. Like, man, I love
I
how
like
they're
the
bending
color.
me over the barrel and just shoving it in. Oh, I love that. That is wonderful. I appreciate that.
I prefer no lube because I like the friction.
I like the pulling of skin and hurt and pain and suffering. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. It's like that Family Guy episode where Stewie's strapped up to a table having wax poured on. He's like, thank you. Thank you. It's terrible. He's one in the show. Maybe they shouldn't have done that scene. That's not a good.
There's a lot of stuff they probably shouldn't have done.
Oh man.
So what's this new Dragon Ball show about? So I know that you and I have talked about it in the so you and I have talked about Dragon Ball in the past, and I mentioned that I'm not a fan of Super, and you're like, why?
Oh yeah, I was like,
for me, Yeah, for me, the issue is that they went back on a lot of character development for a lot of the characters. Like I'd say pretty much all of them. The biggest offender being Vegeta.
Yeah.
Vegeta feels like he regressed back to Android Saga Vegeta. You
No.
know, because my wife and I will binge watch, and she likes Super because of Beerus. She likes the his attitude and all that stuff. So she likes it for that because of Beerus and Whis. Um, but will binge watch all the way from the original Dragon Ball, which that's actually starting to become my favorite show now. Is the original Dragon Ball.
Oh, it's so
The more
good.
that I watch, yeah, the more that I watch it now, there's a lot of suspicious things in there about I think we're taking the clothes off Goku too much. But
Yeah,
other than
they
that,
changed that for America.
yeah, they did. See, I got the blue box DVDs, and all. It's not censored. It's all in there. Everything. Um. So even the Bulma stuff, but so that's starting to become my favorite show. But we'll binge watch all the way from that to the end of Super, and we've watched GT a couple of times. GT just it was a mess. I like a lot of
Yeah.
the elements from GT, the transformations and stuff, but it was such a messy, put together show that there's more bad than good,
Right.
right? But we'll binge it, and then just it's so jarring going from the final seasons of Z and then getting into Super. It's like it's two completely different universes, you know?
Yeah, and that's what I'm suspecting it is. I really think it's a brand, like a new branch. The problem with it is that Toei and Japan and the people who make it, like they were making Super during the time of happy, happy sunshine, happy, nothing bad happens here, oh happy. And they were trying to do that, so they made everyone comedic characters, and then they were like, oh, we could be dark and edgy. Then they did Goku Black Saga, and I was like, awesome. The Tournament of Power was great. I did like Super. GT was more of a Super Saiyan 4 was cool. It's too long of a show. Hey, get to the point, please, for the love of God.
They
But
tried to recapture some of that original feeling of the first original Dragon Ball is what it was.
and
They wanted to recapture that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing was, the really interesting thing is that they fucking didn't. You know? And
Yeah.
that's like they tried, but it just didn't work out. Now, with Daima, a lot of people say it's a reboot of GT. Did you see Super Broly?
I did.
Okay. You saw the original Broly movie too, right?
Yeah, so they're both really good for their own reasons. Yeah.
Yes. I think the Super Broly is better because there's character development. My thing is I think Daima will be a retake or retelling of GT, but they're going to do it so much better. When Akira Toriyama, he didn't have control over GT. Another animation company bought the rights to it or bought the license to make a show. He had no creative development in GT. It was a spin-off show pretty much. Broly,
Right.
the Broly movie wasn't his idea. It was another animation company that wanted to sell toys in America. So it seems like when Akira Toriyama comes back and says, "Oh, here's this," I mean, there's potential there. It's not a complete piece of shit. There's a pearl in there. There's quite a few pearls. What if I just dust off the shit and make baby? So I think when he is making them babies, but I think it's going to be, I think this is going to be the appetizer before season 2 of Super. And I think it's just going to be a fun little, it might be geared towards kids, but kid shows, adults watch them. It's like My Hero Academia. Maybe you shouldn't. Tentacle stuff. Tentacle stuff. A lot of adults watch the tentacle stuff. I'm just thinking about the tentacle stuff. We'll get back on Dragon Ball, I promise. About the tentacle stuff, how do you think we've strayed so far from God that he can't even find us?
Well, I got my own theories about God, but yeah, some of that stuff, like, well, and I get into arguments with people online about it. But I mean, there's these other countries and their consent laws and stuff that they.
Yeah.
Japan is very weird because Japan will go further than a lot of other countries will go, but they'll censor the body parts, thinking that that's going to solve everything.
Yeah,
And
you're
it's like this
committing.
half yeah, it's this half-ass blur too. It's like The Sims. It's like when they get in the shower, or whatever. I can see you. You're not blocking anything. I know. Oh, I wonder where the tentacles went.
You're breaking like
Oh,
3 rules of the Geneva Convention in this video, but we shall blur. We shall blur the
exactly.
naughty dark skin, the naughty bits. Why did I give them
Yes.
British accents? I don't know. But the thing is, I swear we'll get back to Dragon Ball. But people are just yucky, right? They're just
Yeah.
like they have this saying like no kink shaming. If you only even have one kink, you're part of the community, and in that community you don't kink shame. I'm gonna shame the fuck out of people that like tentacle shit all fucking day. Oh, you like dressing up as a wolf and you howl and then you make whoopee? I condemn you. I hope I hope furries are listed as a terrorist group. That's my dream. That's my dream, dude.
Like, well,
Oh,
you're at least terrorizing me, right? You're
well,
terrorizing me. So,
exactly. I'm afraid that will be normal and that terrifies me. So I am terrorized. I would love it
well,
more
look,
than anything. Just like really nerdy people just being thrown in vans like because they're part of a terrorist group.
but here's the thing, though. To your point, look at how much is normal now.
Yeah, well,
See, so
but
I can give you some leeway if, like, you've come up with some kind of fantasy world or whatever, and you've
yeah.
got different races, and maybe they have animal like features, like they have a tail or something. You got elves and all that, but when you start getting into the body parts don't even look like they would function, at that point you've lost the plot. So, like, what's the point even creating this kind of stuff if it doesn't even look like the real thing?
I went into
You know what I mean? Like, what?
into Spencer's and they had some of that, and I was like, "What woman wants to ride Shrek? What
Exactly.
woman wants to ride a pyramid? Who
They
are
used
these
to
people?"
they used to have medieval to torture devices like that, where it's the big pyramid thing that you sit on, and it slowly splits you apart. And now we're selling them at Spencer's.
I think that people hate themselves so much and know they are like the most terrible part of the this time period is that they're punishing themselves. There's an uptick, bro, and I swear to God we'll get back to Dragon Ball. But there's an uptick. There's an uptick and very painful, very aggressive, not friendly, not out of love, and not for the procreation for God's children. But it's literally, I want you to hurt me as if you hated my guts, and then we'll finish. That's there's a self hatred like, oh, I do deserve subjugation. Maybe I should, be punished for my wicked evil ways. And then there's wax, and then metal, and then belts, and then people hating each other. It's not making it's called it should be called making hate. Am I right? Because
Exactly.
all that pain, and I swear to God, we'll get back to Dragon Ball. But the general thesis I get is that yes, people do hate themselves, and that's the uptick in the. Why would you want to slap your partner? What did they do? Oh yeah, baby, I love you so much, and you didn't make the
Oh shit!
yeah. I
Shit out of your mic.
I battered my mic. I'm sorry, baby. I'll never do it again. I promise. Wink, wink at the camera. I will do it again.
Well,
Soon.
it's you talk about your first world problems. It's
Yeah.
because we're so decadent, man. We don't face adversity really anymore. We have to make adversity up. which you and I've talked about that. People have to make up scenarios in their head that they're being offended and hurt and abused. And then when it comes to stuff like that, what's supposed to be one of the best moments in the world for you in the bedroom, you got to turn it into a freak show.
It looks like a
Torture.
like a blood sport. Like these people are fighting to the death. Like no hugging, no kissing. I'm like, cuddle. Just like,
and you actually said a quote that irritates me because I've heard it before. What you said about how, if you have one kink, you're part of this entire community and you shouldn't kink shame. It's like, what, I'm supposed to be into all that because I like painted toenails? Are you out of your fucking mind?
Like, I like painted toenails. You like fucking a guy in a dog costume.
Exactly.
They're different. They're absolutely different.
You people are out of your mind. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shit.
But it's wild to me, though, when it starts to get to that point, too, where it doesn't even resemble what it's supposed to look like. And you're into that. Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't get it either. I just realized that my screen was not extended. But I am fixing this. You see.
They make pills for that.
I don't make any pauses, bro. I'm just, there we go. That's better. I need a Jamie like Joe Rogan has.
Yeah.
I need a guy that will touch, not myself, but the equipment. But I'm not rich enough yet to hire anybody. And I swear to God, we're going to
We need a show, man. We need a show. We need a setup. We need a studio. One of us has to uproot our entire lives and move.
Yeah. It's going to inconvenience the people, but for the possibility of like fortune and fame, I am planning a trip. We got to meet in person eventually. And then actually do an in-person show. Try to interview the local people in your town. That'd be great.
Yeah.
What does the QIT plus stand for? That's Texas too.
Yeah.
What's with all the letters? There's so many letters. It's too much to say.
Yeah, and like there's a bunch of the words that are in it that already describe all of the other letters, so there's no point in having them in there. Yeah.
Like 4 letters gets the point across. FUCK, you know what that means. MAGA, you know what that means. 4-letter words. That's all you need. And they had it for a long time. And then you had these people that, I have severe autism. We need to add more letters. And I have a little bit of the tism too, so I can make that joke. So don't cancel me.
Well, you see, like the mainstream community of it, they're actually starting to re-examine keeping the T in there. Starting to kind of change their minds and their tune on that a little bit.
They're going to be called Legibs.
Yeah.
It's going to be the Legib movement.
I'm starting to see T-shirts and flags and stuff where it looks like the other letters are kicking the T off. Like I'm starting to see that go viral now,
Well, here's the thing about people. We can all never be at peace ever is because we don't want to be. So even when we're with our own group of people, we're like, they're kind of fucking annoying me. We need to kick them out of here. And then you fracture it, and then now those people are against each other. It's conflict. We're a virus. Clint, we are a virus, and we spread through our fucking selves. And every interaction that we have, good and bad, makes fractal moments that affect the world in different ways. Hurricanes, mind you. Maybe we caused them. I don't know. I'm not God. But that's the point. That's the point, Clint. We're going to fight until we die. There will never be a time in the world where we go, at everybody at once. Never. I'm okay with that.
Did you see the comic strip where Earth sneezes? Like Earth looks sick and then it sneezes and then there's the the lunar shuttle.
Yeah.
And it's floating towards the moon and the moon's like, oh God, what is that? Oh God, what is that?
Oh God. I've had this game on my phone where you can like actually destroy the Earth, and I'm thinking like, dude, I'd be a maniac with this power because I didn't even stop to think like, okay, this is a world and there's people on it. I'm going to destroy it with a huge ass laser. I didn't think about that. I'm like, oh, look at all these buttons. I can just. And I didn't even think about it at all. I just was like, destroy the Earth quick. And I'm thinking, man, that would be any one of us if we had the trigger. Big old red button, big old red button. Just like, should I do it? I could do it. I could.
I can't remember what comedian it was, but years ago on Comedy Central, he was going around to different places and interviewing people, and like he had a big red button. He would list a country, to nuke. You hit the red button, you're going to nuke the country. And there was one guy he came up to, and every country he would hit the red button. So then the guy started listing off states. And he kind of like, for a second, he kind of like pats like he's not going to, and then started hitting the red button on states, just nuke them too.
Yeah, I guarantee he's like, yeah, I have the button here,
well,
dude. I have.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna die too. Fuck it. No consequences. Who's gonna lock me in jail? You're all dead. Maybe I shouldn't have admitted that out loud. And I'm gonna have knocks on my door like, hey, we heard that if you had a button, you would do this. I'm like, oh fuck. Well, there's proof.
Oh man, if they ever come out with like those red flag laws and stuff, dudes, I mean I'm in trouble because I say the most unhinged shit to my wife about what I would do to people, and yeah, that's the end of me. I'm gone.
Well, that's the point. That's the point. I'm going to no, because I looked it up. They took it off the internet. I think it's on my phone. If you ever have the time, look up the new Super Saiyan 4. I told you we were getting back to Dragon Ball. I keep my promises on this show. Kind of. They redesigned Super Saiyan 4. And I'm like, oh, okay. He's actually yellow. It's the Super Saiyan hair. And he's like the Monkey King or the Monkey God or some shit. And he has clouds on him. And he has his power pole and shit. It looks really cool. And when I saw that, I'm like, oh, I'm sold. They're going to do a revamped version of GT, and it's going to be this glorious. Yes, it's annoying that they're children. Could have they done something else? Maybe. But maybe there's a point. I don't know. There's never a point, actually. In any of those shows, there's no point. No, because it's going to keep happening. But kind of like the real world. The same thing happens over and over and over again. I'm sounding emo as fuck. Yeah, the world's gonna die.
Is it DAIMA? Daima?
Yeah.
Super. Can I put Saiyan or do I have to put Saiyajin?
Saiyajin, maybe.
Super
Saiyajin.
Well, let me look into this because I got to see it. But see, that's the thing, though. I like the design of Super Saiyan 4.
Oh, me too. It's really cool. But a lot of people hated it. They rage hated it.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it, but I'm sure I'll see it eventually.
I have it on my phone. I'll text it to you. It's somewhere on my phone for sure. But it's a really cool design. And I've been impressed with Superhero, the Super Broly movie. There were some arcs in Super I could have been like, they could have just skipped this. Or they could have made it much shorter. I like the retellings of the God of Destruction, Super Saiyan God, the Golden Frieza arc. I like the changes that they made. I don't know. I think they're on the right path. I think they're listening to fans a lot more now.
Yeah,
especially with the manga and stuff.
Hell, I'd like to see. And now this is me saying this, and I'm against multiverse stuff because I'm getting tired of seeing it. Thanks Marvel for starting all this, but
their fault.
I'd kind of want to see, the universes collide and see Super Saiyan 4 versus Super Saiyan God and, all that,
Well, they do that with Dragon Ball Heroes. I mean, it's for a video game, but They release different clips every week or so or something like that, and they got some cool matchups.
I think that's what this Super Saiyan 4 statue is that I have. Because he's not wearing what he does in GT. I
Yeah,
think that's
that's from
Heroes.
Heroes. Oh, and speaking of statue, motherfucker, you think I'm gonna let you?
Oh, you've got way better shit than
Oh,
me.
I got toys.
It's
I got toys.
you're gonna have way better stuff than me.
Look at that.
That looks like that's from the same company.
Yeah.
I think it is.
What's cool about this? You can OJ Simpson him. You take him apart, and then the ear that he wears, it's like its own little thing. Yeah. Now we're showing
Of
each
course,
other.
I got Goku.
Oh shit! See, we're just
Yeah.
hey, listen, guys. No one ever grows up. They just get more
Oh.
depressed. That's the trick. If you want to be a grown up, go through depression. Go through like something terrible.
And then you got the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta back there. That's my
See,
wife's though. She got that.
I want to get. I had a whole set that my ex took. It was Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then a Gogeta. And each person's eyes before they fuse, like their eyes are looking in that direction to the middle, and then you put the middle there, and it was an awesome set. They took it.
Yeah. Well, no, they actually did a study on this, and what it is because a lot of us grew up in poor families that we couldn't ever get anything we wanted, and now that we've got our own money, we just go and buy shit like we're kids again.
Oh hell yeah! That's what I'm doing, dude. I was like, I was
Yeah.
robbed of so much, and I was like, I'm gonna be a big kid. I just want to be a big kid forever. But that's the trick. Let depression get to you. You'll age quick. It's not fair,
Believe it or
but
believe it or not, though, the most expensive thing in this room is that giant Sonic. It's a machine painting, so it's like it's
Ooh.
automated painting. A person didn't do that, but it's a painting.
it's still nice though.
And it's in a giant wooden frame. That's actually the most expensive thing in this. Well, not besides the computer, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, that thing was expensive. But yeah, I had to justify that in my own head because, well,
It's nice though. It's nice. Like I
Yeah.
need to get that framed, that Pokemon poster. But yeah, that's the most expensive thing I have, is the axe.
oh, the axe. I thought you were going to say the Pokemon poster. I was like, wow.
No, no. I mean, I love Pokemon, but not that much.
Not enough.
Not enough. Not enough for that.
What do they call that? Stormbreaker, right?
Oh yes. I use that for my bro Thor Halloween costume. And there was so
Yeah.
many kids being like, "Look, it's Thor! It's Thor!" I'm like, "Children, be careful out there." I'd see little Spider-Mans. I'm like, "Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man." Yes. And then I didn't break character at all. I was method acting. I was like Jim Carrey and Man on the Moon. I was just being a dick the whole entire day, and then when I was around kids, I'm like, "Oh, hello, young chap. You'll save the world, won't you? All right, let's go get candy." And
And then you close the door behind them. And, now, you listen here. I done fucking told you a million times.
I told you a million times. Let me be me. Hello, child.
Yeah.
Justin, you're not Thor. Says you. You've never
I
believed
am-
in me.
I'm wanting to create an authentic Jason Voorhees costume, and that will the amount of money that I'm going to spend on that. It will be my Halloween costume. I will not wear anything else on Halloween because
That'll
it's
be the
going to be
final.
yeah, because it's going to be a lot. What I'm trying to do with it, but yeah, I just never got around to it.
See, I was gonna do Star-Lord originally, but I can't see out that bitch, and it was dark
Yeah.
as hell. I'm like, thank God. But the wig I was wearing, it kept getting in my eyes, and it was frustrating me. I was like, oh, son of a bitch. And I had to keep on adjusting my hair, and I'm like, thank God. I used to have my hair down to my shoulders, It was terrible. And I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't continue that fucking cycle, that I just cut it all off. I had my hair long for so long. When I finally got it cut short, there was a fucking tan line on my hairline. It was like it was like I was wearing a helmet all my fucking life, pretty much. So I was like, oh, you're gonna fucking deal with this now.
Yeah, that's
Those
why I
ones
told my
suck.
wife, said if I ever get to the point that I have to completely shave my head bald, like my first thing that I need to look up is how to darken it, because it's going to look cancer patient blue. Like,
Because of the face.
it's not. Yeah. No, I was going to say, that made me think, did you ever play that Guardians of the Galaxy game?
Yes, I haven't played it all the way through. I found out that you can get the actual costumes from the movie, and I was like, oh fuck, I missed the point. So I restarted.
That was a very underrated game, and
It's
you
fun.
have to play it. You have to play it with the licensed music, and I understand streamers. You got to turn on that streamer mode. I get it, but man, it just, you got to have his music
It's
in
such a
there.
good
It's freaking
soundtrack.
awesome.
Such a good
Yeah,
soundtrack.
freaking opens up with "Turn Up the Radio." Oh hell yeah,
Radio.
yeah.
Dude, it's such a good game. Spider-Man 2. Holy shit.
Does it have the Justin seal of approval?
It has all of me. All of me.
I was nervous.
Of you.
I haven't bought it yet because I've been a little nervous, because I did hear that they changed some of the characters, like they're not who they are in the comics and stuff, and I was kind of, oh.
Not much. Not much. It's man, if that team had control over Spider-Man 3 and all that, we would have never had an Andrew Garfield. If they would have handled it that way, the way they do this symbiote story. Holy shit. There are things that happen and I'm like, "Oh, that's really cool of them. They didn't have to do that for the game. That's really cool though. That they care about the product." And then something else on top of that happens and you're like, "All right, you already did something that you didn't have to do. We would have understood if you couldn't, but then you do this shit on top. I'm gonna pre. I'm gonna pre." It's a gorgeous game. It's so
Well, I mean, I love the first one, and the ending of the first one had me in the same kind of headspace as the ending of Red Dead 2. Like, I
yeah.
was like, oh man, come on. No.
How did
Oh
you? Oh,
man.
dude, that it's bittersweet, but I'm glad they did it the way they did because the Red Dead Redemption, you played as John, and then you played as his son afterwards, right? And after that, I was
Right.
like, man, I wish I could still be John. I really, damn it. And then I'm like, oh, Arthur, I don't know this fucking guy. I want to be John. Huh? And then you're like, man, I hope they really, at the end of this game, you can be John. I hope it leads into that. And then you're like, no, no, I don't want to
It's
be
too
John.
early. No.
No, I don't want to be John. Oh, my horse is dead? Why are they showing my horse dying? That
Oh
hasn't
man,
happened
yeah.
before.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Heartstrings, that was bad.
I trained that horse. I paid money for that horse and trained it, and it's the fastest horse. And it's dead. They're showing me that what's gonna happen, and I'm like, oh, okay,
I went and got that. I think they're Arabian, is what they're called. That white one that's up in the snowy
yeah.
mountains.
I had the
That's the
same one.
rare. Yeah, yeah. Either that or the first playthrough I had, it was that old guy's horse that you end up getting when he passes away.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, Fuel, Fuel. That's
You'll
it.
yeah.
Yeah, that. It's like, oh man. But no. Yeah, like that. That was crazy good story. I'm trying to get my brother to play it, and I don't know how close he is to finishing it. But man, that was so damn good.
It
Yeah, and
was.
now when I play it,
Mm,
I save certain missions for John,
mm-hmm.
but I do try to stay as Arthur as long as possible. Yeah.
And there's, I was like, fuck. And I was like, oh, and it was the guy I was collecting a debt from. He coughed on me and gave me DB.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Dutch, I'm coughing here. And then, but that's the thing I don't like about Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm like, fuck. Now I have to go play the original game so I can kill him. Because I want to kill him. I didn't know why I wanted to kill him. I didn't have the context when I killed him as John. But I'm like, oh, I have it now. I have the context. I'm going to fucking hunt you and kill you. That game made me very violent.
Ironically, though, he is one of my favorite characters. Love Dutch.
He's a little prick. I like him too. He's a prick. Giving me fucking sass. I'm like, dude, I brought you like tons of shit. I brought deer skin, deer meat. I brought you medicine here, dude. You have tobacco, dude. And you're giving me lip? Fuck you.
There was a guy, though, he came, I like this idea. I'm sure other people wouldn't like it, but, you know, when they do Red Dead 3, you go back in time again, and this time you're playing a young Dutch, and, like, if you do high honor, or no, if you do low honor, like, it's the story plays out the way that we know it. They end up, in the situation they end up where they go to the mountains and tomb. And then there's the idea, well, if it's high honor, the story diverts. It goes in another direction, but at the cost of his life. He ends up dying, but then the rest of the gang ends up living. Arthur, John goes on. They have a family. Arthur moves on. Hosea moves on. And yeah, that guy came up with that, and I was like, I could kind of see that.
It would never happen, though, because Rockstar, they give us a lot, but sometimes they're like, oh, I'm not finished.
Yeah.
And that's why they make you want more. I know they're working on Grand Theft Auto 6, so I don't know if we're ever going to hear anything about a Red Dead or anything like that.
No. That's all I was saying, though, is that the ending of that Spider-Man game with Aunt May, like, it had me in that same, hit me in the feels, just like the end of Red Dead.
Okay, that moment, let me tell you, it doesn't just happen once. It happens both times. Not deaths necessarily, but things happen. And you're like, and then some teary-eyed moments. There's a lot of teary-eyed moments. I'm like, right in the feels. I'm gonna barf and cry. Thank you. It's affecting me that much.
Maybe you can confirm one thing for me, and yeah, I'm asking for a spoiler here. Is Mary Jane Carnage?
That I can say no.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff I was hearing. Like somebody was talking about Venom is not Eddie Brock.
No,
you know, they changed the. Oh hell.
No. And someone you won't expect.
Kind of iffy on that, you know.
And I was iffy too, and I was like, well, what the fuck? And I'm like, makes sense. They didn't build Eddie Brock up at all in the first game. Didn't even mention him. So it'd be kind of weird just to like interject them. But they interject some characters where you're like, why are they doing this? But I'm like, oh, they're doing it for this reason. Gotcha. But yeah, it's people are always iffy on who they chose. But there's the Eddie Brock purist, which I believe I am. But I was okay with how they did. I was like, okay, it makes sense. And
maybe I need to pick it up then. Once I get done with Baldur's Gate 3, I'm going to need something else to occupy my time.
See, that's a game that I'm not pulling the trigger on. And maybe this is how we can end the show, because I got some family stuff and I don't want to keep you all day. Help convince me. Should I get it? Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay, so did you... I'm trying to think of some examples here that I can pull from. When you were growing up, did you play any Final Fantasies? Did you play Grandia? Did you play
Final Fantasy? Some Final Fantasy ripoffs like Kingdom Hearts.
Because it is turn-based.
Turn-based.
It's turn-based art.
Yeah, I played the turn-based Final Fantasy.
Because, I mean, I can try to sell you on the story all day, but the reality is that the gameplay is fun. You don't like the gameplay. Because, I mean, I was even trying to get my wife into it, and she stopped playing. But the story, dude, like, it's crazy. This studio, they thought of everything. Every little avenue, scenario, whatever, they thought of everything. Whatever decision you make has an effect on the entire story.
Ooh.
Certain dialogue, like, I mean, you know how people always say that, well, dialogue options affect the entire game, and you get it, and it's like, no, not really.
Hmm.
Oh, this game, every little thing you do affects the story.
I really
And
like
it's,
that. I heard it's really like Dungeons and Dragons, which I've never been able to play. I live in an area where if they do have D&D, it's they're already in a mid through way a campaign or multiple campaigns and like they don't introduce a
right.
different character. I heard that it's real the game's really like that. Like it's very Dungeons and
Yes.
Dragons like focused.
You literally roll for everything. And that's one of the things that adds to the replayability of it. It's not just that your decisions affect everything. It's also, well, you could have tried to do something, but you ended up failing because there's none of this, I'm the main character, so I'm God type situation. There's going to be times you fail a roll, and it's like, well, shit. I mean, you can
Yeah.
save scum. Well, that's what they call it, a save scumming, but I don't think it's bad. You just save before you do something. But yeah, it's really
Yeah.
good.
See,
If you're so iffy on it, then wait for it to be discounted. But it is a really good game.
yeah, like I do like turn-based. It's sometimes I prefer that. It's not like I'm used to like for Spider-Man 2 for instance. It's they're throwing 50 things at you at once at all times. Like you're dodging more than you're punching. Like it's really active. But I do like that turn-based like oh, I have time to pick my move and it's going to give me some time to wiggle. I really not excel like I couldn't go pro, but like my brain likes to connect that oh if I do this it's kind of like chess even though I don't know how to play chess. So I'm not that smart. I'm trying to make myself sound smart and it's not fucking working, Clint. It's not working, but I do like that. um i'm probably I'm probably gonna get it because like I know I'm not saying you're a stifler or that you're a stickler, but you have like it seems like you have very high standards. Like if you're gonna spend
Yes.
$70 on something, $70, it better be something worthwhile.
This year kicked my ass
Yeah.
because I mean, you know about my whole work situation and trying
Yeah.
to rediscover who I am and all that existential BS. But then, I have a set amount of money in the bank that I got from my previous job. And then my wife is working, and then I go
Yeah.
out and I'm spending money on these things, dude, and they're just not worth what they cost.
Yep. Every penny
There was a lot
counts.
of there's a lot of flops this year. Diablo 4, Lords of the Fallen, Mortal Kombat 1. I'm actually going to make a video when we get done here. I'm done with Mortal Kombat 1. I will not touch the game again.
Didn't they charge for
There's
a fatality?
Yes.
They
And
didn't
then
never
they
do that
just
at
did
the
an
arcade.
update. They did this. They did another update. So now Omni Man's out from
Oh,
Invincible. And now they've got $10 skins for that. They've got a $10 and now it's just J.K. Simmons being the announcer. They charge $10 for that, and it's just like they're selling you back stuff that was free in the previous games. In Mortal Kombat 11, the previous game
yeah,
had all of these palettes and skins and all this stuff that you just play the game and you got it.
yeah.
They took that away from you to sell it back to you. I'm just done,
Microtransactions are
dude.
the bane of fuck all. Like Devil May Cry
Yeah.
5. Like it was my fault, but I did buy the points or the currency in the game to level up quicker because I just wasn't leveling up quick enough. And I'm like, fuck me and me trying to be a cheater. Like I should be forced to earn them through gameplay. It would make me better at the game probably. Um,
But the thing is,
but
they probably made it grindier so that you would do that.
well, uh, dude, you just gaslit me out of like feeling guilty for something.
Well, I mean, it's true. That's what they do. They create problems so they can sell you the solution.
Yeah,
What you did is you didn't cheat. You bought the rest of the game.
that
you know.
sucks. Which is why I think you'll like Spider-Man 2. There are things you can buy, but they're skins. It's like it's optional, and the skins, they're cool looking, but they're not a necessity. It has nothing to do with like movies or shows or anything like that. It's all made by fans or whatever. But that's
Yeah.
like Spider-Man, like there's things that you need to do in order to get certain abilities and everything, but it makes it fun getting it. Like getting enough of the ingredients or the points or coins, whatever. Like, it makes it fun doing it. Like, I hate games where it feels like a chore. Like, oh, I gotta fucking. That's why I didn't do chores in Red Dead Redemption 2. I didn't do them. I was like,
Yeah.
it's cool that they have that there, but fuck you. I'm not. I'm gonna go ride a horse and rob somebody. That's what I want to do.
It's like the only reason I did that stuff was because I was like listening to a podcast. It's late at night. I'm trying to get tired, and that's when you do like that checklist stuff because you're just zoning out, right? Yeah.
What a time to be alive. You can be a virtual cowboy and get virtually tired.
Exactly. Virtually tired.
Babe, I loaded 30 bales of hay. I shoveled 50 pounds of shit. I milked the cows. I picked up the eggs. I brought the water buckets to the other part of the farm for some reason. I've been working my damn ass off all day. And you want to come in here and complain that I'm not spending time with you? I work hard. We don't have a farm. Sean, you're playing a video game. Well, my thumbs hurt, all right? And I feel fatigued. You got any Capri Sun left?
Come in, Abigail.
Come here,
Yeah.
Abigail.
Yeah.
Oh,
What a
virtual
time to be
cowboys.
alive, dude. Life is grand. Exactly.
That's why I think I hate depression and I don't like it. I don't like when people have it because, like, dude, yeah, things stink. But, dude, compared to like 400 or 500 years ago, we got it pretty good. We got it pretty good, you know?
They were distracted. That's the thing. They had distractions. They weren't allowed to sit for a minute and think about how shitty everything is.
Well, the thing is that kids used to play with lumps that their father would cough up from tuberculosis, and they'd play with it and make it a friend. And then now we have iPads and video games. Like, you can go to a different fucking world. You can be a superhero. And then we have kids like, oh my god, I wonder if they like me. I'm like, who gives a shit if they like you? Dude, be Goku. Be Spider-Man. All right? Be something else. That's what it's for. It's escapism. You know? Holy shit.
That's like all this push for kids to be things that they're not and go and get irreversible surgeries and shit. It's like you can literally get into a game and be anything that you want.
You can even have a vagina. You can pick whoever you want to be. Dude,
And
the
I will
Matrix
tell
is
you
gonna be
that
so cool. Be so awesome. Dude, I'm gonna have holes in my neck, but dude, who gives a shit? I'm flying. I'm on a griffin. Freedom?
Exactly.
Take my freedom. I don't need it. If you want to hook me up to the Matrix and I can fly and shit and do kamehamehas with my fucking mind, just take me. I don't give a shit about anything. No, I think I'd regret it. It sounds fun, but then you have to hear Morpheus talk all the time. That's fucking... Let me fly, dude. Let me fly. You drugged me and got me here. You made me take a pill. Fucking shit. How long have we been going? We've been going an hour and 17 minutes. You think this is a good? Do you feel...
Feeling pretty good. I'm cheered up. I was in a bad mood before we started this. I feel a lot better now.
Well, I am sunshine. And that is mainly because my pale skin is very reflective of light. And I simulate the sun.
See, now I have to go and bitch about Mortal Kombat 1 and piss myself off again. So.
Well, know that everything could be worse. And then you'll get through it.
I could be playing with the tuberculosis lumps that my father coughed.
Well, here you go, son. This one has some fatty tissue in it. Maybe put it in the stew so we can survive another winter. Oh, gee, Dad. What about Grandpa's leg? Oh, we already threw it in the stew. A lot of collagen in that leg. He had fucking varicose veins. So there's going to be a lot of gristle.
It reminds me of Patton Oswalt's character from Parks and Recreation. Look, Leslie, look at my hoop. Look at my hoop. Look at my lump.
All right, go bury your son, go bury your father, and let's go to church. We got to keep the blacks out of our town. That's what Pastor Father said. What a time to be alive. So yeah, we're better. But okay, this has been Don't Panic. This has actually been nice. We talked about some things we hated, but some love there.
Yeah.
I think there was some love there.
There's always love there.
There's always love. Everybody love everybody, and be thankful that you don't play with your father's chunk lung. Okay. Well, that's been Don't Panic with friends. My friend Clint, my good friend Clint. Better than all my other friends. They're pieces of shit. He's my only
He's
good
a
friend.
good friend, yeah.
Yes, sir. All right. Peace.